Did I scare you? Then hit like and subscribe. Now let's begin.
They don't all appear at once. Some only show up for a moment. Try to count them if you don't blink.
I didn't come to this village to explore it. I came here to think. The night was quiet, too quiet for the thoughts I was carrying with me. Cobblestone paths stretched ahead, familiar and repetitive. Wooden houses stood still, dark and empty. Torches flickered softly, just enough to light the way. I walked slowly, no rush, no destination, just walking and remembering. A few days ago, something happened, something I hadn't told anyone about, something I couldn't stop replaying in my head. I thought coming here would help, a quiet place, no distractions. I was wrong. The first house I passed reminded me of it. I don't know why. It was just a house, plain, silent, but my chest tightened anyway. I kept walking. It started somewhere else, not here, not in this village, a different place, a place with more noise, more people. I remembered the sound first, footsteps behind me, too close, matching my pace. I shook my head, trying to push the memory away. This was just a village, nothing more. I passed the well in the center, stopped for a moment, looked down into the darkness. The reflections stared back at me, tired, uneasy. I moved on. I hadn't planned for things to go that far. That's what I kept telling myself. It was supposed to be quick, simple, just a conversation. That's how these things always start. The path ahead split into two identical streets. I chose one without thinking. Houses lined both sides, their windows dark. No movement, no sound. Perfectly calm. Too calm for what was going through my head. I remembered the argument, the way voices rose, the way words stopped meaning what they were supposed to mean. I remembered stepping closer, too close. I swallowed hard and kept walking. A fence gate creaked softly as I passed. The sound made me flinch. For a second, I was back there again, heart racing, breath shallow, listening. I told myself it was over, that it was done, but memory doesn't care what you tell yourself. I passed another house. The door was closed. Good. Something about open doors made me uncomfortable now. It happened fast after that. Too fast to stop. Too fast to think. One moment we were standing there. The next, silence. Not peaceful silence, the kind that presses against your ears. My footsteps echoed louder than they should have. I slowed down. The village didn't change. It didn't react. And somehow that made it worse. I remembered looking down, seeing something I didn't expect to see. I stopped walking, took a deep breath. No, I whispered quietly, not now. I started moving again. The night air felt cold against my skin. The torches flickered, casting long shadows that stretched and broke apart with every step. Shadows always made me think of that moment. I hadn't waited. That was my mistake. If I had waited, if I had just walked away, but I didn't. The village stretched on, street after street, all the same. It was comforting in a strange way, predictable, unlike memory. I remembered the sound I couldn't forget. Not a scream, not a shout. A dull, heavy sound. Final. My hands felt tense even now, I flexed my fingers as I walked. No one else was here. No one could see me. That was the point. I passed by a farm. Wheat swayed gently in the night breeze. Normal, peaceful. I wondered if things ever really go back to normal. After it happened, I didn't stay. I couldn't. I walked, and then I ran. Every sound behind me felt louder than it was. Every shadow felt like pursuit. Here, there was none of that. No footsteps behind me, no voices, just me and the memory. I reached the edge of the village, stopped. Darkness stretched beyond. For a moment, I considered leaving, walking into the dark, not coming back, but my feet didn't move. I remembered looking over my shoulder back then, expecting someone to be there. No one was. That scared me more than if there had been. I turned back into the village. The houses welcomed me with their silence. I hadn't planned what to do after. I still hadn't. That was the worst part. There's a strange comfort in plans, even bad ones, but I had none. The bell tower stood ahead. I didn't ring it. Some sounds don't need to be made. I wondered if anyone was looking for me, if anyone was retracing steps, asking questions. I told myself no. I told myself I had time. A torch crackled softly. I paused, listening. Nothing else. Still, I felt exposed. I remembered washing my hands over and over, like that would help.
Like memory could be scrubbed away. The village felt smaller now. Or maybe I was just more aware of it. Every house felt like a place to hide, or to be found. I slowed my pace, forced myself to breathe normally. If I didn't look nervous, I wouldn't feel nervous. That's what I told myself. It didn't work back then either. I stopped near a house at the end of the street, stared at the door. Closed. Good. I didn't need to go inside. I realized something as I stood there. I wasn't afraid of the village. I was afraid of being remembered. Memory is patient. It doesn't chase you. It waits, just like this place. I started walking again, step by step. The night accepted me without judgment. The village didn't ask questions. That scared me more than anything, because one day, someone else might. I reached the center again, the well, still, dark. I didn't look down this time. I knew I couldn't stay here forever. I knew walking wouldn't fix anything, but for now, it was enough to keep moving. As long as I was walking, I didn't have to decide, didn't have to remember everything at once. I took one last look at the village, silent, unchanged, just like the moment I couldn't escape. I walked on, and behind me, nothing followed. Not yet.
Did you see them all? Not all of them appear clearly. Tell me how many you noticed.